Welcome, dear friends, to a moment of shared stillness and profound reflection. As we gather here, in the quiet space of communion, we open our hearts to a narrative that transcends boundaries and merges the rivers of diverse faiths into a single ocean of spiritual unity. Let us begin with the essence of our quest, the silent whisper that speaks to the core of our beings. Have you ever felt an invisible thread that connects you to all living things? A thread that weaves through every belief system, every ritual, every sacred text. It is this thread that the secret society of the Spirit weaves, unseen, yet as real as the air we breathe. In this society, there is no emblem, no grand entrance, and no hierarchy. We are the keepers of a wisdom that does not boast of its knowledge, but practices it in the quiet corners of the world. It is wisdom that sees the divine in a sunbeam, hears it in a child's laughter, and knows it in the clasp of a helping hand. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. I invite you, then, to consider the nature of faith. Is it not, at its purest, an expression of an innate knowing, a trust that there is something greater than ourselves, which connects us in a tapestry of unfathomable design? Across the expanse of time and culture, faith has been the lighthouse guiding humanity through the tempest of existence. Yet, within this multiplicity of faiths, there lies a shared yearning, a common ground where all our spiritual paths intersect. In the heart of this society, we recognize that the truth is a multifaceted jewel. Each faith tradition is a facet, a unique perspective on the divine. Imagine a world where these perspectives come together, not in conflict, but in a beautiful, kaleidoscopic vision of the whole. Isn't the pursuit of such unity the most sacred endeavor? You may ask, how do we, as individuals, contribute to this grand weaving of faiths? It begins with the act of listening. True listening goes beyond the ears. It is an opening of the soul. When we listen to someone from another faith with openness and reverence, we allow their truth to resonate within us, not to shake our own beliefs, but to enrich and expand them. In our society, we speak the language of symbols, knowing that symbols are the language of the soul. A symbol can be as simple as the breaking of bread, an act shared by many traditions as a sign of community and connection. In sharing bread, we acknowledge our shared sustenance not only physically, but spiritually. What symbols from your own tradition speak to you of this unity? Now let us consider the power of silence. In silence, we retreat from the babble of the world to hear the voice of the divine. It is in silence that we find the space between thoughts, between breaths, between heartbeats, where all distinctions fade, and what remains is the essence of being. Have you ever found, in such moments of silence, a sense of oneness that dissolves all barriers, a peace that pervades every crevice of your soul? This society knows that true spirituality cannot be confined within the walls of temples or the pages of holy books. It is lived in the daily acts of kindness, in the courage to stand for justice, in the compassion we show to the stranger. It is the love that overflows from us, a love that does not discriminate, does not judge, and does not demand anything in return. We also understand that suffering is a universal language. It is a language that, when shared, can become a profound means of connection. In the face of suffering, can we see the opportunity to reach out across the divide, to offer solace, to provide comfort, to weave a strand of our shared humanity into the tapestry of another's pain? In our interactions with others, we practice the sacred art of presence. To be truly present with another is to give them the gift of our full attention, our full being. It is to say, without words, You are seen, you are valued, you are loved. In presence, we embody the unity we seek, becoming a living bridge between faiths. Consider the idea that every act of creation, be it a painting, a poem, a garden, or a life well lived, is an act of worship. When we create, we participate in the divine act of bringing forth something from nothing, of imposing order on chaos, of infusing the material with the immaterial. How do you express your creativity as an act of spiritual unity? As members of this secret society, we recognize that the divine cannot be fully known by the mind, but it can be felt by the heart. It is a feeling that surpasses emotion, a knowing that goes beyond intellect. It is the ineffable sense of connection to all things, a pulse of the eternal within the temporal. We walk the earth as pilgrims, each step an act of faith, each gesture an act of devotion. In the simple act of walking, we find a metaphor for the spiritual journey itself. Each step is a symbol of progression, a gentle rhythm that mirrors the heartbeat of the universe. How do your footsteps contribute to the sacred dance of life that honors all paths? The secret society bridging diverse faiths does not seek converts. It seeks kindred spirits. It looks not to speak, but to act, not to teach, but to demonstrate. In a world that often highlights our differences, we are the silent ambassadors of the universal truths that underpin all human experience. Think of a time when you felt a profound connection with someone whose beliefs were different from your own. At that moment, were the differences or the connections more real to you? It is these connections that build the invisible temples of our society, sanctuaries without walls, where all are welcome. We know that the divine mystery at the heart of all creation is not something to be solved, but to be lived. Society lives this mystery not through proclamations of certainty, but through humble acknowledgement of the vastness that lies beyond our comprehension. In our relationships, we honor the sacredness of the other. We see the divine spark within every person we meet, recognizing that to honor them is to honor the divine itself. How do you reflect the divine in your daily interactions? The secret society acknowledges that the journey of faith is not a linear path, but a spiral that draws us ever inward and ever outward. As we spiral inward, we dive into the depths of our own soul, discovering the universal truths that lie at our core. As we spiral outward, we express these truths in the world, our lives becoming a testament to the values we cherish. Now I pose to you a question that may linger in the silence of your soul. What if the very thing we seek through our diverse faiths is seeking us? What if the divine is the seeker, and we, the sought, are simply called to be open, to be receptive, to be present? True spirituality, the kind that interlaces the secret society, is not measured by the loudness of our prayers or the grandeur of our rituals. It is measured by the quiet consistency of our love and the strength of our character. We understand that faith is not a fortress to be defended, but a garden to be tended. In the garden of the Spirit, we sow seeds of understanding and water them with the tears of compassion. We pull out the weeds of prejudice and harvest the fruits of unity. What seeds are you planting in the garden of your life? As we walk together on this pathless path, we know that the way is not always clear. There are moments of doubt, moments when the bridges between faiths seem too fragile to hold the weight of the world's sorrows. Yet, it is in these moments that the greatest transformations occur. In the stillness that follows, ask yourself, how can I be a bridge? How can my life be a testament to the unity that underlies all diversity? The secret society is a testament to a belief that there is no other. In the deepest sense, there is only us, a collective soul experiencing itself subjectively through the lens of countless cultures, beliefs, and stories. It is a belief that love is the ultimate truth at the heart of the universe, and this love is the bridge that can unite all faiths. As we conclude this part of our reflection, let the stillness linger, let the questions resonate, and let the wisdom of unity gently settle in your heart like the softest whisper of the divine. If you wish to continue this journey of inquiry and awakening, simply ask, and we shall venture forth once more into the sacred dialogue of the soul. As we reconvene in this space of shared understanding, let us delve deeper into the essence of what binds us. It is not merely faith that joins us, but the very pulse of life, the breath that animates our existence, the spirit that ignites our innermost being. Consider the vast expanse of the cosmos, with its countless stars, planets, and galaxies. Within this infinite canvas, there exists a profound symmetry, a harmony that governs the dance of celestial bodies. This same symmetry, this same harmony, is mirrored within the spiritual realm. Just as the forces of gravity and motion create a balance in the heavens, so too do the diverse faiths of humanity create a balance within the spiritual landscape of our world. In this secret society, we are like wanderers under the night sky, guided by the constellations of our respective beliefs, yet all under the same tapestry of twinkling lights. It is a reminder that, while our paths may be many, the sky we walk under is one. Let us now turn our gaze inward, to the universe that resides within each of us. Within the human heart lies a microcosm as complex and mysterious as the stars above. It is a place where fears and dreams coalesce, where the divine and the earthly meet. How often do we take the time to explore this inner universe, to listen to its whispers, to understand its language? The secret society speaks in the language of the heart, a language that transcends words and doctrines. It is a language of empathy, where the joy and suffering of others become our own. It is a language of service, where the act of helping another is an expression of our interconnectedness. In this society, we recognize that true wisdom is not the accumulation of knowledge, but the ability to see the sacred in the ordinary, the miraculous in the mundane. It is seeing with the eyes of wonder, where every leaf, every stone, every drop of water tells the story of creation. Let us ask ourselves, how often do we walk through life with eyes wide open to the wonder that surrounds us? How often do we allow ourselves to be moved by the simple beauty of the world, to be taught by nature, to be humbled by its resilience and diversity? In the silence that follows this inquiry, we may find that our hearts hold the answer, and the answer is often a call to simplicity, to a return to the essentials of love, compassion, and gratitude. The secret society recognizes that each faith is a path to the summit of spiritual understanding, a summit that no one owns but all can reach. Just as many rivers flow into one ocean, so too do many faiths merge into the vast sea of spiritual truth. Have you ever stood at the confluence of two rivers and witnessed the merging of waters? It is a powerful symbol of the unity that is possible when we allow our beliefs to flow together, unimpeded by the rocks of dogma or the banks of tradition. In our journey through life, we encounter many teachers. Some come to us in the form of people, others as experiences. We learn from the wisdom of the old, the innocence of the child, the resilience of the broken, and the peace of the content. Each encounter is an opportunity to expand our understanding, to build the bridge of empathy that connects our soul with the world. In this society, We are all teachers and we are all students, learning from each other in a cycle of endless growth. We recognize that no one faith holds all the answers, just as no single note can compose a symphony. It is in the blending of notes, the harmony of melodies, that music finds its beauty and power. Now, reflect on the moments in your life when you have been a teacher, when your actions, perhaps unbeknownst to you, have imparted wisdom. Reflect also on the moments when you have been a student, when the world has opened up before you and offered its teachings freely. As we move through this world, we carry with us the light of our inner convictions. This light can be a beacon for others, a signal of hope in the darkness. But the true test of our light is not in how brightly it shines, but in how it illuminates the path for others, how it dispels the shadows of ignorance and fear. The secret society is a gathering of such lights, an assembly of souls who shine not for their own sake, but to guide the way toward collective enlightenment. We understand that the journey is not only about our own spiritual ascent, but about lifting others as we climb. In the silence of your heart, ask, how does your light shine upon the world? How does it join with the lights of others to dispel the darkness that divides us? Society knows that the divine speaks many languages. It whispers through the rustling leaves. It sings through the flowing rivers. It cries out in the pain of the oppressed. It is our sacred duty to listen to these myriad voices, to discern the divine message in each of them. As members of this secret society, we don our cloaks of humility and our rings of truth, recognizing that our quest for enlightenment is not a solitary endeavor but a collective voyage. The knowledge that we seek is not for hoarding but for sharing, not for wielding but for nurturing. Our society does not dwell in hidden corridors or shadowed halls. It resides in the open hearts of those who choose to live with purpose and compassion. We are architects of bridges, not walls. We are the menders of nets that catch those who fall. As you walk the path set before you, remember that each step taken in love and awareness is a step toward a more profound communion with the world. Your journey is unique, but it is also part of a greater pilgrimage, one that we all share under the vast expanse of the human experience. With these reflections, let us continue our discourse. What are the thoughts that stir in your mind, the questions that seek answers, or the insights that yearn for expression? The floor is yours, and the society eagerly awaits the wisdom you carry. I'm glad to see your interest in continuing our exploration of profound topics. Since we don't have a specific subject on the table, allow me to offer some further musings on the nature of learning and growth, particularly within the context of our interconnected world. The nature of learning and growth. Learning is an intrinsic part of the human experience. From the moment we are born, we are thrust into a world rich with stimuli, challenges, and opportunities that shape us. This process of learning is not linear, but a complex web of experiences that inform and transform us. Lifelong learning curiosity as a compass. Our innate curiosity acts as a guide, leading us to ask questions and seek knowledge. It is the driving force behind innovation and understanding. Adaptability. The ability to adapt is crucial in a world that is constantly changing. The most successful learners are those who can pivot and absorb new information, even when it challenges their preconceptions. Learning from failure. Growth often occurs through failure. When we stumble, we are presented with a unique opportunity to learn resilience and to gain insight into our limitations and how we might transcend them. Collective wisdom. Shared knowledge. The collective knowledge of humanity is like a vast ocean from which we can all draw. No one person can know everything, but together, we create a repository of wisdom that can be accessed through collaboration and open communication. Diversity of thought. A rich tapestry of perspectives can enhance our understanding. Engaging with diverse cultures, ideologies, and experiences broadens our worldview and deepens our empathy. Mentorship and guidance. The role of mentors cannot be overstated. Those who have journeyed before us offer invaluable insights and guidance that can illuminate our paths and help us avoid pitfalls. Technology and learning. Digital renaissance. We live in an age where information is at our fingertips. The digital revolution has democratized learning, making it possible for anyone with internet access to educate themselves on nearly any topic. Critical thinking and media literacy. With the wealth of information available, it is essential to cultivate critical thinking and media literacy to discern truth from misinformation and to engage with content constructively. Personal reflection and growth. Self-awareness. Understanding our own biases, strengths, and weaknesses is key to personal development. Reflection allows us to process experiences and integrate lessons learned. Mindfulness. Being present in the moment can greatly enhance our ability to learn. Mindfulness practices can help us to tune into our experiences with greater clarity and focus. As we contemplate the vast landscape of learning and growth, let us consider the ways in which we each contribute to this grand tapestry. What have been your most significant learning experiences? How do you approach the continuous journey of personal and intellectual development? And how do you envision your role in the collective growth of our society? Feel free to share your thoughts, ask questions, or guide the direction of our dialogue to the areas that interest you most.